Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. Katja here, and today I'm sharing Silken Gazelles by Jokha Alharthi, translated by Marilyn Booth. Now, if you know me, you know I love exploring complex human emotions and relationships, and Silken Gazelles definitely delivers on that front. But while it has its emotional highs, it will not be making my list of favorite reads for 2024. But there's definitely more to it, so here's why. Quick rundown. Silken Gazelles is a story about friendship, loss, and the invisible threads that connect people across time and space. So we follow Gazela, a woman who forms a deep bond in childhood, well, in infancy, with her milk sister, Asia, a culturally significant relationship in Oman as both girls were breastfed by Asia's mother. And it really symbolizes that very close friendship and sets the emotional tone of the novel and affects the way Ghazala processes her grief and loneliness after Asya leaves their village following a tragedy. So I thought that pulled together really well. And what I loved about this book is how beautifully Alhathi captures the nuances of human connection, especially between women. The bonds of sisterhood, friendship, and motherhood are all explored with sensitivity. Now, Ghazala's search for belonging and love is portrayed in a way that feels deeply relatable most of the time, regardless of where you're from. And if you enjoy slow, introspective reads, this novel offers plenty of emotional depth to dive into. That said, there is something a little off about that depth. Now, for me, now personally, the pacing was a major challenge. I usually don't mind slower books, but Silken Gazelles lingers perhaps a little too long on reflective moments. If you're expecting a fast paced, plot driven book, you might, like me, struggle to stay engaged. Also, the non-linear structure adds to that sluggishness and can make it difficult to follow the narrative, especially when switching between Ghazla and another character, Harir, a young woman who Ghazla befriends later on. And Harir's storyline felt somewhat disconnected from the main thread, which threw me a bit. I did like that it showed a different breadth of experience to Ghazla's, and I liked Harir's own story, but it just didn't feel that it organically was part of the whole until perhaps the end. So it was a little off for me. Now, one area where I wanted more depth was Ghazla's romantic relationships, but for me, big chunks of her experience felt glossed over. I was left feeling like there was more insight into her inner world that we could have dealt or delved into at pivotal moments. The marriages, really, in this book, Ghazla's, her parents, Asia's parents, Harira's parents, are all intriguing, and this is where I would have liked the book to have explored things more. My curiosity was really piqued, but not satisfied. That said, there's a lot to appreciate about Silken Gazelles. It does a fantastic job of depicting the quiet devastations of life, childhood traumas, unfulfilled dreams, and the ghosts of the past. The setting, too, is vivid and immersive with Omani culture and history, grounding the story in a very real landscape, from the ancient Falaj, the water systems, to the echoes of its pearl diving past that I had no idea about. So I loved learning that. Al Hathi's prose is lyrical, and certain turns of phrase stayed with me long after I finished reading. So, who's this book for? If you're a fan of introspective, character driven literary fiction, delving into relationships, memory, and loss, Silken Gazelles could resonate for you. But if you prefer more plot driven narratives or a faster pace, I don't know if this is the right pick. While I appreciated the beautiful writing and cultural depth, the balance tipped too far into introspection for my personal taste, and I'm not sure that it will stick with me in the way that I hoped it would. I will definitely try Alhathi's Celestial Bodies next year. It won the Booker International Prize in 2019, and from what I've heard, it strikes a more even balance. But enough from me. What about you? Have you read Silken Gazelles or Celestial Bodies? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And did either book resonate for you when you read them? As always, thank you so much for tuning in for all things translated and global fiction. Happy reading and take care.